Coming up.
And Grandpa said, work smart, not hard.
His shoulders and back was all hurting and everything, and so my dad decided, well, maybe I could make something.
It's something that you don't learn in a book. I kind of get emotional when I think about it.
But the one that caught me off guard was
Saving backaches, a lot of time, and a journey back in time. Next on The American Rancher. They say necessity is the mother of invention, and ranchers and stockmen agree. To save time, money, and ibuprofen in the never-ending job of fencing, the man-saver post driver is an absolute necessity. Invented over 20 years ago in Prineville, Oregon by the late Dan Rohr, the man-saver post driver virtually eliminates the fatigue of driving fence posts and in preventing back and shoulder injuries. The man-saver post driver is perfect for ranches, vineyards, highways, marker installations, or any job where posts go in the ground. Rohr's invention makes your life easier.
So my father needed some fence done and got a fence builder to build a fence. And the fence builder came to him and says his shoulders and back was all hurting and everything. And my dad said, well, why don't you go buy you something that or electric or something. And he says they don't make anything at that point. So my dad decided, well, maybe I could make something. His background was in machining and gunsmithing, and so he thought, well, let's try to do something, and he came up with the man-saver post driver.
Installing, moving, and maintaining fencing can be a difficult job. The revolutionary patented man-saver post driver simplifies the exhausting job of driving T-posts, chain link, and other fence posts. In fact, the man-saver is the only multi-directional post driver on the market today. This means compressed air, not human effort, mobilizes the tool both up and down to drive posts into the ground easily and effectively. So by using a portable air compressor to power the various models and accessories, you can drive all shapes of posts up to 3.5 inches in diameter. The man-saver post driver finishes the job 10 times faster than doing it by hand. Rohr Manufacturing perfected the man-saver's lightweight, portable design that quickly drives posts in most soil types, saving time and preventing injury. Here's how inventor Dan Rohr's innovative and versatile man-saver post drivers come to life.
So we get all the materials in the US, we build all the parts for the drivers, so we know everything about this. We don't outsource nothing, so if you call and have a question, you are actually talking to the people that made all the parts of this driver. We don't have to go try to find an answer for you because we do it all here.
State-of-the-art millwork, coupled with good old-fashioned, highly skilled craftsmanship, is the benchmark of every man-saver post driver. And the in-house manufacturer of ManSaver Post Driver components gives Dan Rohr Jr. and his team precise control over every build.
It's all about quality control. I do everything I can to make sure that every driver coming out is a quality driver, that no customer is going to have issues with it. I personally assemble all the drivers myself. I test every single driver before it leaves the facility to make sure that customers are not going to have issues with the driver. I also am tech support, so when a customer calls and has issues with their driver, I'm the one that they talk to. So this is a ready to go out and tested assembled driver.
These are all ready to go on the shelves. When we get an order, we're able to ship it the same day.
The basic design of the ManSaver Post Driver hasn't changed much, a testimony to its solid and simple design. But one major enhancement gives owners the option of driving an almost infinite array of posts using a single ManSaver Post Driver.
Whatever size driver you have other than a 98E, we can make an adapter to fit whatever you're driving, as long as it'll fit into the driver. Here's some examples of some posts that customers have sent to us we build adapters for. For instance, like this one here, got this adapter, fits in there. This one here, adapter fits in there. This is an Australian T-post. They call it a picket post. We've made a lot of these for a company in Australia. This is our basic T-post driver. It drives T-posts. You can drive smaller rounds with it with a different sleeve in it. And all four of these other bigger models, you can drive anything that's capable of going inside of each model. All you have to do is take these two Allen bolts out and switch adapters. That easy. So this is our 98E model T-post driver, and it's the best one for doing T-posts with. This one here is a 99EX, and it'll do up to 2-inch round posts and anything lower than that with an adapter. This one here is our 99EY. It'll do a 2 3/8 or anything smaller. This is our 99EM, which will do 2 7/8 pipe and smaller. This is the 99EW, will do 3.5-inch steel pipe and smaller stuff. You don't really want to use this one for T-posts. You can, but it's awful heavy.
Proudly made in the USA, each ManSaver Post Driver is transformed from raw metal into a back-saving wonder, all under one roof. The result is beauty in simplicity. ManSaver owners report that they can install fences on their own without any additional help, building fences in hours, not days. That's savings in time, money, and backaches.
It's worth its weight in gold to me. It was a lifesaver. This, it'd probably take 7, 8, 10 minutes to put a post in because you're driving it from up here down until you can get a nice area to swing it. And I says, after about 4 or 5 swings, you change arms. And I said, it took forever. This driver drove in 30 of them at least within the hour, give or take a few minutes. And we were back in time for lunch and had a break, and the rest of the day was ours because we got what we wanted done for that day in a matter of a couple hours total. And Grandpa said, work smart, not hard, and this is working smart.
Ready to give your back a vacation? Rohr Manufacturing has a lightweight, portable, innovative solution for that. Save time, money, and ibuprofen with the ManSaver Post Driver. Free yourself from days of back-breaking work. Create or repair your land boundaries quickly, efficiently, and at a fraction of the cost of hiring a fence crew. The ManSaver Post Driver is only available by ordering online or by calling Rohr Manufacturing. When you order your ManSaver Post Driver, click or ask for the Get Started Kit, featuring this handy inline oiler, Allen wrench set, air hose, and hose fittings. Everything you need to connect your ManSaver to a compressor, so you can start driving posts within minutes. Check out the entire line of post drivers and accessories at mansaverpostdriver.com or call 800-980-7599. When we come back, Superior Sunrise's Kirbe Schnoor joins me as I take a journey back in time on the American Rancher.
We want a trust relationship with our customers. We want them to know that we care about them, that our products work, and we'll stand behind them.
To come back and purchase, to bid and buy their customers' cattle, they're very, very dedicated to a customer's product, and I think that creates a lot of longevity.
98, that's 63,000. Thank you.
The American Shorthorn Association is America's oldest beef breed association. Shorthorn cattle have been documented to produce high-quality carcasses that out-yield other British breeds. The added docility and maternal advantage of Shorthorns make them an outstanding choice to add heterosis to your commercial cattle operation. Shorthorns truly are a breed focused on performance with purpose. For more information, visit our newly renovated website at shorthorn.org or call 816-599-7777.
Take control of current market conditions on Superior Livestock's weekly video auction. Register your lot load cattle by Tuesday, sell them on Thursday, putting you 2 days from money with the largest cattle marketing network in North America. Superior Livestock's weekly video auction has over 8,000 active and qualified buyers, and they're paying top dollar. Yep. Jump in. The bidding is hot. Call us or click superiorlivestock.com to learn more.
Welcome back. Since 2004, the American Rancher has been on the cutting edge of the North American cattle industry, and what a ride it's been. Today, Kirbe Schnoor, host of Superior Sunrise and producer of this program, is taking a look back on the American Rancher, where it's been and where we're going.
This is kind of an extension of the Best of American Rancher show that aired in March, but today we're looking at the American Rancher from Pam's perspective and learn a few pretty cool stories about this amazing woman. Pam, I mean, there's a lot that we can start with, but let's go into it. The Western way of life. How did you get started in it, and how has it led you to today?
Well, like all little girls, I loved horses. My parents did not have horses. They didn't even know anything about it. I grew up in Las Vegas, which now is a rodeo town, but a few years back when I was born, it was not. But my parents indulged me. They bought me 2 horses, Palominos named Rebel and Rio. The horses didn't know much, and I knew even less, but I joined 4-H, and it really provided me a foundation. Learned all about horsemanship, competed in horsemanship classes, junior rodeos, went on to high school rodeo, and then on to the professional ranks.
Well, I have to tell you this, reading Wikipedia, Google, and Googling your name, a lot of things have come up. Pam Minick, the iconic cowgirl, television presenter and host, actress, business person, but the one that caught me off guard was stunt performer. I had no idea.
Well, when I've been in a few movies, commercials and things like that, and when you have a skill, which for me is horseback riding, they classify you as a stunt performer. So I've had a pretty good journey in that field as well. I was a world champion cowgirl in the movie Rodeo Girl with Catherine Ross. And so obviously, I played kind of what is my life because I was a world champion calf roper in real life. Then I was Tom Selleck's bride in the Louis L'Amour miniseries, The Sacketts. Being married to Tom Selleck wasn't a bad gig.
Yeah, I would have rather been that than the stunt performer. But going off of that, champion calf roper, you are that sports commentator, one of the first, especially in the rodeo industry. My favorite, Miss Rodeo America.
Well, I entered the pageant on a dare. The local pageant, Miss Eldorado in Las Vegas, a man that I rode horses for after school as my after school job, dared me to enter the Eldorado pageant. I won that. I won Miss Rodeo Nevada and then Miss Rodeo America all in the same year. And that kind of propelled me into the broadcasting, because as Miss Rodeo America, you're actually being interviewed all the time. You're talking to people about the sport of rodeo. Well, then a few years later, when the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association started being televised in earnest in the late 70s, they called me and said, can you do the interviews? And ignorance is bliss. I said yes, and that kind of paved the way. Pretty soon I was working for ESPN when they came on board in the early 80s. And then I joined the broadcast crew at TNN. They broadcast the Mesquite Rodeo, which went into everyone's living rooms every Sunday night. And then in 1992, that was the platform for the professional bull riders. We actually started the PBR right next door in Cowtown Coliseum here in the stockyards. And pretty soon the Professional Bull Riders organization was formed, and TNN did that broadcast for the 12 years that I was a part of it.
Wow, so a love for horses propelled to this, like, I guess you can say passion for the Western way of life, and led you to be such an iconic person in the industry. Not just a woman, you paved the way for a lot of women in the industry, but as an individual in general. You were the first sideline reporter, as you have said before. What does that mean?
Well, you know, rodeo is pretty much a man's sport. I mean, women play an important part there as barrel racers, and obviously the all-girl rodeos that I participated in. But for me, back in the 70s, to actually be a sideline reporter in a male-dominated sport really was groundbreaking. I started about 4 years before anyone did it in the NFL in football. And so at the time I didn't know I was breaking ground. Now people make a big deal about it, but I was just doing what I loved, talking about a sport that I loved, and that's what I get to do on the American Rancher too.
I know people do make a big deal of it. I do. I know when I got to move to Fort Worth, Texas 6 years ago, I told some family members that I was getting to work with you, and I was very excited about that. I think they were even more excited because they said, you know, as rodeo and Western way of life is such a big deal for people and such a culture, and it's so amazing to watch, you know, are flipping through the channels and seeing this blonde bombshell on TV. They're excited. And so you brought all of that excitement into people's homes time and time again. And you do that with the American Rancher. You bring stories into people's homes every week. Tell us about that.
Well, and hopefully it's authenticity too, and people can feel my passion. And I think that's been part of my success, is that I'm living all of this with them. I'm not talking to them, and that's been part of the fun of the American Rancher. I remember back when Joe Lichty here at Superior Productions and I first went to Montana to shoot the very first American Rancher stories. We had no idea that it would be this well loved and have this long of a run, but everywhere I go, people love the stories because we are sharing what we're passionate about.
In 1994, Superior Livestock Auction introduced nationally recognized value-added programs to the American beef industry. Now, cattle sold on Superior Livestock video auctions get top dollar when a program is behind them. The USDA-approved, third-party audited Superior Verified program verifies source and age of your calves. Superior Progressive Genetics identifies load lots of cattle sold on Superior that are sired by Top Genetics. NHTC verifies the source, age, and non-hormone treatment status of your calves. These and other Superior value-added programs are just another way that Superior Livestock is improving the beef industry and bringing more dollars to your bottom line. Individual programs start at just $1.22 per hundredweight.
So you can't make any money any faster than investing $3 and getting $40, $60, $70 back.
Call or go online to find out more about Superior Livestock's value-added programs.
People at home learn so much from the American Rancher. We've told great stories of the hardy people that really are passionate about the cattle industry and putting beef on our tables. From the people in the high desert out in Nevada that have to run like 1 cow per 100 acres nearly because they're foraging so heartily. And then the people down in the southeast where parasites and humidity play a big part, and all the stories in between. Those are the stories we bring to life every week. And there's people that are not even involved in the cattle industry that love learning about this way of life. They live vicariously through our stories on The American Rancher.
It's interesting to learn about the hardships as well. It hasn't always been easy for a lot of these people telling the stories, or it started just like you. You had a passion for horses and it led you into this industry. Some of these people have had a passion for owning a ranch and owning cattle, and it's led them to be pioneers of the industry, actually.
Yeah, and some of the things that I've learned about and shared are like the grow safe systems. I mean, I'm sure that the early people in the beef industry never dreamed that they'd be able to put RFID on cattle and measure what they eat and figure out genetically which are the cattle that are the easiest keepers, you know, which gives the most gain for the less amount of investment. That grow safe system, I remember telling that story the first time and going, wow, that's genius. We've told other great stories about, you know, innovative feeds and how every breed, not just Angus, not just Hereford, but every breed has really gotten into genetics. And we really are raising more cattle on less land, less feed. And I'm so proud of what American ranchers do every single day.
Technology. It's played a huge role in a lot of people's operations. You know, 44 farms, everything they've done from the fully integrated, you know, process that they have. I think you talked to them about this and you guys kind of coined together farm to table, and you just, you really evolved over time with these ranchers as we've told their stories not once, not twice, some several times over the years.
Yeah, and you know, another great story I remember telling is the R.A. Brown Ranch out there in West Texas, where Rob Brown has really, part of his message is taking a stand on taxing farms as people move forward, you know, and estate taxes. I mean, he's taken a firm stand on that, saying, wait, we pay property taxes, we pay for these when we buy it. Why are our next generation have to pay for it when they sell it? So we bring a lot of stories to life.
You know, Nolan Ryan, we did a story on him, beef and baseball. That was kind of a fun one to do.
It's a fun one, especially for a couple of reasons. First of all, Nolan is such an icon in the world of athletics, you know, being such a great baseball player. But from the beginning, he's been passionate about cattle. And of course, Beefmasters is his breed of choice. And we've told his story a few times, and he's always so welcoming to welcome us into his home. And it's really funny, there's a lot of athletes that are involved in the cattle industry and the horse industry as well. A lot of movie stars as well, that their passion behind the scenes, what they want to be as a rancher.
Are there any stories over the years that kind of just stick out to you that you kind of remember and are like, you know, that was really fun to do, or that was really funny? They might be some funny stories in there.
I have to tell you, every Monday night when I sit down and watch RFD TV, I'm proud of the story that we've told that week. And so I don't know that there's a favorite one, but I watch them right along with the viewers at home.
And I know you're really involved in the process. You know, when we pick the ranch and we got to do it, you and I have sat and wrote the script because we want to do justice for the American rancher. When you think of it, when somebody asks you, what is the American rancher? What's something you would say to them?
Gosh, it's a person that's passionate about the land, passionate about cattle, and passionate about feeding America and the world. And it's something that you don't learn in a book. I kind of get emotional when I think about it, because they invest a lifetime and they don't do it to get rich. You know, there's a lot of heartaches in the industry, and it's so fun to watch, though, the next generation. When you do that stock show special here at the Fort Worth Stock Show and you interview those kids, we know that America's in good hands in the future.
The younger generations that are coming up, I mean, they have such a love and a passion for it, and they realize the importance that all their hard work is going to, because they're putting food not just on their table, but tables across the country.
Right. And they've got so many more tools now. They've got great tools.
I know, like we said earlier, I mean, technology, you have said it's made a tremendous difference.
That's probably the biggest change in the cattle industry, is how genetics and technology have really helped the cattlemen.
Where do you see the American rancher going in the years to come?
Hopefully, telling more stories. And like you say, we feel a responsibility when we tell those stories. We feel a responsibility to the ranchers whose story we're telling, and a responsibility to the public, because Our vision, my vision, is the same as Patrick Gotch's vision with RFD-TV, and that's to bring city and country together. And I think we do that well on the American Rancher.
Well, speaking of RFD-TV, I mean, you've had a long-standing relationship with them. Superior Livestock has, and we're very thankful for them and the many stories they tell over, over their programs. You do Gentle Giants as well. A part of that, you are very involved at Billy Bob's. I mean, how do you juggle it all? How do you keep it all going?
You know, when you love what you do, just like the American Ranchers, people that are out, you find the time to do what you love to do. I love telling stories of Gentle Giants. I love telling stories of cattle ranches. And I love country music, so I love Billy Bob's.
Well, thanks for having me on today, Pam. It's always great to talk to you. I know I like going over to your home and speaking with you and Billy, but it's great for the viewers at home to get to know you and the American Rancher a little bit better.
Well, and maybe next time we'll turn the tables on you, Kirby, and thank you and your team for bringing the American Rancher stories to life. We hope you enjoyed this edition of the American Rancher, where we've been and where we are today. To find out more, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or connect with us on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Pam Minick with Kirby Schnoor. For the entire American Rancher team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Superior.